News starts with breaking news.
Breaking now at noon, part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike remains closed in both directions between the Cranberry and Newcastle exits because of a fiery crash involving a tractor trailer. We're told that truck hit a bridge and caught fire. From Chopper 11, you can see what's left of the truck right there. It is unclear when the lanes are going to reopen. As soon as they do, we will let you know during this newscast and on our WPXI News app. Live look now from our Channel 11 tower cam. Clouds and sun over Pittsburgh, but there are pockets of storms in our area, and another line is heading our way. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking the showers and storms in Severe Weather Center 11. Scott?
Gordon had that one line of showers come through about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. Now on live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar starting to pop up. Couple more. No thunder, no lightning just yet, but I'm waiting for this wave to come through. That's going to interact with our slightly more unstable air, trigger some thunderstorms this afternoon, and we do have to watch out for the possibility of a couple strong ones. The one thing working in our favor, if you don't want strong thunderstorms, there has not been much sun this morning, so not a lot to help destabilize the atmosphere. Still, should get a line come through 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon, and one or two of those could be strong with some gusty winds. So gardening plans this afternoon. Remember, thunder roars, head indoors. If you hear any thunder, just keep in mind that means lightning is nearby. Putting together some graphics right now talking about the impacts I expect to see throughout the afternoon and the evening. I'll have those for you coming up in a little bit, plus another round of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. I'll go hour by hour with Storm Tracker coming up in a few minutes to let you know how long that's going to last. Gordon?
All right, thanks, Scott. And breaking in the last few minutes, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin revealed 2 players had COVID-19 earlier this spring. Tomlin did not identify them, but said both are fine and are back at work. Channel 11 Sports Director Albie Oxenreider is working on that interview now for Channel 11 News at 5. The Allegheny County Health Department just released an update on coronavirus cases. There are 19 new cases. It is the second day in a row we've seen a double-digit increase. We told you yesterday at noon when 45 new cases were reported. Today's report also shows 5 more people were admitted to the hospital since yesterday. The health department says it has learned of another death. It was a 23-year-old who died in April, but was mistakenly listed in another county. That patient had chronic health conditions.
As I opened my front door, I saw flames coming from the house next door.
She had to run out of her house after a fast-moving fire jumped from the house next door. It happened within seconds when the wind picked up, and in the end, 3 homes are damaged. Channel 11's Mike Holden followed the fire rescue unfold in Vandergrift during our morning newscast, and since then, he got a closer look at the damage.
Flames destroyed this Vandergrift home and jumped to 2 neighboring properties. In total, 9 people have been displaced, and the people who live here are now working to pick up the pieces and figure out where to go next. Channel 11 was right there following fire crews as they surrounded these 3 homes along Custer Avenue. They were called to the Vandergrift neighborhood just before 2 o'clock this morning after a woman living in this home discovered a fire on her porch. Within seconds, the flames spread. They tore through Jamie Confer's place and shifted to the neighboring properties on each side of her. Fire officials say her home is a total loss. The other 2 houses will also need a series of repairs. The people living here say this is a surreal experience, but they're so relieved no one was hurt or killed and cannot thank the first responders enough.
I am eternally grateful. They were there quick. The local cops came really quickly.
There were no injuries. Our crews reacted quickly. We had 7 fire departments here on scene in a matter of probably 8 to 10 minutes.
The American Red Cross is now assisting the folks impacted by this fire. I'm now working to talk with them about the moments they knew they had to get out and grab what they could. We'll bring you that part of the story for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Vandergrift, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
I was down on talking to him and say Happy Father's Day. I haven't talked to him in probably like a week. You know, like they didn't have to kill him.
That's what Roger Brown's son told Channel 11. The father of 3 died on Father's Day after a brutal beating. He was found Friday on Frankstown Avenue in Homewood. Police say he suffered severe head trauma and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. He spent his final day on a ventilator.
I'm still just trying to wrap my head around it. You know, he didn't have to be assaulted like that in Homewood. You know, he was 63 years old. Like, that ain't fair.
Authorities say the man responsible is 31-year-old Marlon Johnson. Right now, he's charged with aggravated assault, but police say that could change now that Brown has died. A Westmoreland County man has been charged in connection with protests that turned violent in East Liberty. This was the protest in East Liberty on June 1st. According to police, Benjamin Reynolds was seen on Facebook Live throwing a bottle of water at police. 9 officers were hurt by flying objects, including rocks and bricks. A funeral will be held in just under an hour for the man shot and killed by Atlanta police. Rayshard Brooks' funeral will be held at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. That's the church where Dr. Martin Luther King preached. A public viewing was held yesterday. Brooks was shot after police responded to a call that he had fallen asleep in a drive-through line. Body camera video showed Brooks struggle with police and take a stun gun from the officers and run away, shooting the stun gun before he was shot in the back. The officer who pulled the trigger was charged with 11 counts, including felony murder. State Health Department reporting 510 new coronavirus cases since yesterday. That's on the low end compared to a lot of other states. Cases continue to spike in parts of the South and West, including in Phoenix, where hospitals are seeing a record number of patients. NBC's Joe Fryer has the developing details.
Arizona is seeing one of the largest increases in COVID-19 cases in the country. Numbers nearly doubling in the last 14 days, with more than 2,000 new cases on Monday. Now, with only 17% of hospital beds available in Phoenix, nurses on the front line say they're struggling to keep up.
Looking forward at the next few weeks, it's kind of scary and daunting.
All as President Trump is scheduled to speak at this Phoenix megachurch later today. In a since-deleted post, church leaders boasted about a device they say can kill 99.9% of the virus in minutes.
Ionization, it's ionization of the air, and it takes particulates out, and COVID cannot live in that environment.
But medical experts dispute that claim.
Filtration technology in particular would not prevent COVID-19 transmission from person to person.
Across the country, many states in the north and east have seen fewer new cases, while others in the south and west are seeing record numbers, with 8 states amassing more than 1,000 new cases in the last 24 hours. And still no reports yet of spikes related to protests earlier this month. With almost 3,000 new cases in Florida Monday, Miami's mayor is now requiring masks be worn in public spaces.
Without a doubt, enforcement will be a challenge.
Florida's governor says there's an increase in COVID-19 cases in people under the age of 45. The trend also seen in Texas, along with an average of 3,500 new COVID-19 cases every day. All of this as a new study raises questions about how long COVID-19 immunity may last. Researchers found the amount of antibodies in a small group of infected people dropped as much as 96.2% just 2 to 3 months after infection. Back in Arizona, as hospitalizations rise, so does anxiety.
I feel like the worst is yet to come.
Another big concern here is testing. So far, Arizona's Department of Health says the state has tested shy of 600,000 people, one of the lowest testing rates in the country. Some have told us they've had to wait hours to get a test. Joe Fryer, NBC News, Phoenix.
NASCAR drivers and crews stand by Bubba Wallace. They walked alongside Wallace's number 43 before the race in Talladega yesterday. Wallace is NASCAR's only black driver. Sunday, a noose was found in his garage at the Speedway. As reporter Sam Brock explains, what happened at Talladega didn't just provide an emotional boost for many fans and drivers. It was a historic and incredible moment for a nation at a crossroads.
Racing is the great equalizer.
In a 500-lap race at Talladega Superspeedway, it was this unforgettable stretch before the green flag dropped.
The entire garage area has rallied around Bubba Wallace.
That will likely serve as an enduring image for generations of NASCAR fans.
All in all, we won today. The pre-race deal was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to witness in my life.
An emotional Bubba Wallace, the sport's only black driver, wept on the track as dozens of his fellow drivers and their crews showered him with love and support, pulling his number 43 car to the front of the line after Wallace was the apparent target of a hate crime.
I wanted to show whoever it was that you're not going to take away my smile, and I'm going to keep on going.
The act that sickened the sports world, a noose left in Wallace's garage stall a week after he successfully lobbied NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag. Current drivers and former stars like Dale Earnhardt Jr. speaking out.
There's a lot of people rallying around Bubba, but I don't know that any of us really understands how that must have felt.
The FBI is investigating whether any federal laws were violated, as NASCAR has launched its own investigation. Racing legend Richard Petty, who runs the team Wallace drives for, called what happened a violation of human decency, tweeting in part, "There is absolutely no place in our sport or our society for racism. But even in pain, a teachable moment for families."
Is this a tough conversation to have, Mark, with your sons about what just happened in the last several days?
Yeah. It's very tough, but at the same time, I want to make sure that they grow up knowing the difference between right and wrong.
No one is white, black, brown, or yellow. They are all racers.
And on this day, the different drivers, crews, and racing teams all united by 4 simple words. I stand with Bubba.
That was Sam Brock reporting. Still ahead, virtual learning can be challenging, especially for students with disabilities. How 2 local schools are making sure their students don't fall behind.
He's my brother through Christ, and he called me to do a duty, and I wasn't going to leave him.
A police officer trapped in his burning car. The man who rushed to the rescue takes us through what happened.
Can't believe someone has a heart to do this, and why?
Times have changed, and a cough can have serious consequences. The reason police say this woman coughed on a baby boy and the charges she could face.
Well, showers and thunderstorms will be popping this afternoon. I'm tracking the best times to get outside today.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news. Channel 11 Morning News brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Let me get you prepared for the week.
Now we've expanded our weather to help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
The latest on this crash in Fayette County, a Uniontown police officer was hurt and had to be pulled from his cruiser when it caught fire. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie talked to the man who came to that officer's rescue.
Well, you can see just how violent this crash was. There's still car parts here along the sidewalk of this intersection. That officer is out of surgery today, but this could have been much different if this bystander didn't rush in to help.
Human life. There ain't nothing like it, I tell people this all the time. The world would be a better place if we start picking one another up instead of for kicking each other when we're down. And that's all. Like I said, I'd do that for anybody.
Dalen McLeod didn't think twice about rushing over to help a Uniontown police officer trapped in his car after a horrific crash yesterday afternoon.
Crazy sight to see, to to see anybody make it out of that, God was definitely there.
McLean pulled the officer from the wreckage as flames started building from underneath the cruiser.
He was trying to pull the door open. He couldn't get it. And I ran back across, I ripped it open. And just when I ripped him open, the whole front of the car engulfed in flames. And
Uniontown officer Jay Hanley is resting in the hospital tonight. Police tell us he's out of surgery and plans to be walking later today. McLean says despite all of the stress going on in today's world, this calling was bigger than him.
Something came over me. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, and, you know, he's my brother through Christ, and he called me to do a duty, and I wasn't going to leave him.
McLean is being hailed a hero tonight from his community and Uniontown Police Department. Despite having a federal lawsuit still pending against 4 state troopers from an incident stemming from 2016, where he was cleared of any wrongdoing, McLean says he doesn't hold any resentment. He just wants to see the world a better place.
I wish that, you know, the world could just see people for people, and we all make mistakes, but when you can grasp those mistakes and become better from them, that's when we have change.
Reporting in Uniontown, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
Pretty good message there. Police in California are trying to identify a woman caught on video coughing on a baby boy. Surveillance video from the San Jose Police Department shows the woman standing in line inside a restaurant. Behind her, you can see the mom and her 1-year-old son in a stroller, and moments later, the woman takes off her mask, goes up to the stroller, and coughs. The mom says the woman also made a racist statement about her nationality.
I can't believe someone has a heart to do this, and why? Like, what? My child did nothing wrong. My son should not have experienced this, being a baby so young, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be traumatized from now on.
According to police, the suspect was upset because the mom was not maintaining social distance. When police catch up to her, she could face assault charges. You missed a trial, so you have to pay a penalty. It's a call that people are getting from a man claiming to be an Allegheny County deputy named Wayne Farley. The Sheriff's Department says no one with that name works there. If you get a suspicious call like this, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Department and report it. A mess was left behind by a water main break in Pittsburgh's West End. Rocks and debris covered Poplar Street in Westwood this morning. The water came from the top of Poplar and was flowing all the way down to Noblestown. Volunteers worked to clean up Lake Elizabeth, I should say, at Allegheny Commons Park on the north side this morning. But Channel 11's Liz Kilmer learned that they had to limit the number of people who could pitch in.
Walking through the Allegheny Commons Park has looked different this morning. You can see the lake has been drained and volunteers are working hard to clean it. There's a lot to rake at the bottom of Lake Elizabeth in the otherwise scenic Allegheny Commons Park. Tuesday, neighbors hoping to see it clean took matters into their own hands, getting rid of the layer of debris at the bottom. Each year, the city's Public Works Department drains the lake for the event, now in its 5th year and led by the Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy. This time, they're calling it What the Muck and teaming up with Allegheny Cleanways.
Over the course of the year, a lot of organic material collects at the bottom of the lake from the leaves falling, as well as trash that blows through. We also have a significant goose population here, and so they leave behind their droppings, and all of that gets kind of together and creates this disgusting, mucky material at the bottom of the lake, which is what we're cleaning out today.
This year, because of the pandemic, things are a little different. The event is being split between today and Thursday, with a number of volunteers capped. Everyone must sign waivers and wear masks to participate. And there's a big change this year to make the event more environmentally friendly. I'm going to talk more about that in a report coming up tonight at 5. Back to you.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
More cloud cover than anything else so far today. Live look at our PennDOT cameras. This is I-79, Route 19. Cranberry looking south right now. You can see some brightness to the sky. We've had a couple breaks try to work in to that overcast, but keep in mind this time of the year with this kind of air mass, the fewer breaks we have, the less we destabilize the atmosphere, which means the less risk of severe weather as we go through the course of the day. Right now, storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar, fairly quiet in our immediate area. Got a couple showers trying to pop. Notice this afternoon on storm tracker, by the time we get to about 3 o'clock, we have a broken line of thunderstorms coming into the area. Keep in mind, those areas of orange and red, those are the thunderstorms. Beaver County, Lawrence County, up into Mercer County, then south into the Mon Valley as well. It's not a solid line, so much like yesterday, Some areas are going to get thunderstorms, other areas are not. If you do get a thunderstorm, the biggest concern, wind gusts in excess of 45 to 50 miles per hour. Notice by 7 tonight, already breaking this apart. So these are very diurnal, which means they pop up during the heat of the day. Once the sun starts to go down, they generally tend to wash out. And by the time we get to 10 o'clock tonight, just a couple showers left over east into the mountains. I'm going to put the weather risk in the moderate category through tonight, primarily because any storm that does pop could have those gusty winds in excess of 45 to 50 miles per hour. So that would be a moderate risk. Could have some large hail in one or two of the storms, but the main issue will be the wind this afternoon, and flooding a very low issue because of the fact that these are going to be fast moving. So unless you get 2-3 thunderstorms over the same area, you're probably not going to get a lot of flooding issues this afternoon. Still, might not be the best grilling evening. If you are going to do some grilling outside this evening, either take the umbrella out with you if there's no thunder, or just jump in and out real quick. Temperatures mainly in the mid-70s. Still a little muggy tonight. Not terrible, though. 63 for the overnight low. Some evening showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. And then tomorrow, not quite as vigorous a system. I still think we'll pull together some showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon, but not nearly as strong. Here's Storm Tracker again. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Starting the morning, grab the sunglasses on your way out the door. There will be some sun mixed in with the cloud cover. By 1, 2 in the afternoon, we're starting to pop some showers. And notice what you're not seeing a lot of. Not a lot of orange, not a lot of red, not a lot of strong thunderstorm possibilities tomorrow. But you could catch a quick clap of thunder in Allegheny, Washington County late in the afternoon before that fades away again tomorrow night. Humidity forecast next several days. Yeah, it's going to be rather muggy. Not terrible, but notice the big drop off Wednesday before it starts to get muggy again toward the end of the week. So it'll feel a little bit better tomorrow and Thursday. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Friday, the dry day of the bunch, partly sunny, 83. No days of washout, but this weekend it will be warm. It will be a little on the humid side, and we'll start to pull together some showers and thunderstorms again. I'm going to put together new storm tracker timing for this afternoon. I have a new look at that hour by hour for later today, coming up next half hour.
Alone in the hospital and not have anyone to know.
She's recovering from coronavirus for a second time. The one thing she wishes she did that could have changed everything. But first, closing downtown streets to traffic, the move to save restaurants. Next.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and rain is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
More streets in downtown Pittsburgh may soon close. It would allow restaurants and bars to have more outdoor space. It's an idea from the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership. The goal is to allow businesses to accept more customers while keeping everyone safe. Priority locations include part of 6th Street, Strawberry Way, Penn Avenue, and Market Square. The changes could begin as early as next month. It could end up helping 72 restaurants. The president of the Downtown Partnership said in a statement, these small businesses represent the lifeblood of our vibrant downtown. We are reinventing our street spaces to reopen safely while delivering unique destinations in the heart of our city. The Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership has another way to help small businesses. It's also relaunching its gift card give back initiative. The program supports small businesses downtown and in the Strip District. When you buy a gift card from one of the 65 businesses signed up, you can get a 25% bonus on gift card purchases, and the money will go directly to those small businesses impacted by the pandemic. The Port Authority has a new tool to help people practice social distancing on buses. The Room to Ride tool shows riders how many other people they could expect on their bus. The Port Authority is using the ride data from the last 2 weeks to estimate how many people might be on board. We all grab any hand sanitizer we can find these days, but the FDA says that you need to be careful. They say a line of gel is extremely dangerous and can be deadly. The sanitizer in question here is made by Esk Biochem, which is based out of Mexico. It contains large amounts of poisonous methanol or wood alcohol. The FDA says it can be toxic when absorbed through the skin or ingested. The agency contacted the company last week asking them to pull the product, which they have not done. We have a full list of the products up now on our website, WPXI.com, and the WPXI News app. When schools canceled classes, most students just continued learning online, but it hasn't been as easy for students with disabilities.
He may lose some things. So that's my greatest fear as of today, that he may lose things.
What classes for special needs students might look like if classes reopen in August.
Updating Storm Tracker right now to pinpoint the times you're going to want to be inside later this afternoon.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic. When you walk out that door, you're prepared.
Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist, Stephen Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
Live look from the Channel 11 Tower Cam. Clouds taking over the skies and another line of showers and storms heading our way. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking it all in Severe Weather Center 11. Scott?
There this morning, you can see on Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar, little pockets starting to pop up. And we talked about this morning on Channel 11 Morning News, that it would be just about the noontime hour. We'd see a couple of these areas start to flare up. No thunder, lightning yet, but notice some areas of red near Industry in Beaver County, approaching the Beaver and Hopewell area. Also into Allegheny County, northern Washington County, near McMurray, starting to pop a couple areas where we're starting to see a couple of showers start to form. That's because we had just enough clearing to get that heating to rise up at the surface. All there coming up, start to get the showers to form, and eventually a couple thunderstorms this afternoon. Biggest severe weather impacts, 50+ mile-per-hour winds and large hail. I'm putting together hour-by-hour timing for your neighborhood. I'll have that coming up in just a few minutes.
It's been a school year for the history books. Virtual learning hasn't been easy for a lot of families, especially for students with disabilities. Channel 11's Amy Hudak spoke with parents and teachers about how they've learned to adjust.
Nellie, did you open your mouth a little bit? Does it smell tasty?
At this dining room table, 12-year-old Nellie Evans sits with his mother, Shayna McCoy.
Nellie, I see you smelling it. Can you give me a smile?
Learning to make a chocolate cake is today's classroom assignment.
Hold tight on that spoon.
Nellie is nonverbal and diagnosed with cerebral palsy and visual impairment. He attends Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children.
Measuring spoon.
Since mid-March, classes have been held through a screen.
I didn't expect to be a teacher, but I'm trying to be more positive.
COVID-19 changed the routines of students all over the state, but McCoy says it's had a drastic effect on students like Nellie.
I do feel, as far as the physical aspect of it, he may lose some things. So that's my greatest fear as of today, that he may lose things.
McCoy doesn't blame the school and is working with Nellie's teachers to understand the difficulties for parents.
More challenging than ever. Our students need hands-on instruction, they need physical care, and you can't provide that remotely. And we know that it's not perfect, but we really are trying to do everything we can to meet their needs.
Rochelle Rechtenwald has been in education for decades, but is facing a completely new situation.
Challenges that we never expected. In my nearly 30 years in special education, I have never, ever faced anything like this current pandemic, and it gives me a pause and an area of great concern.
Mara, yes or no? That concern is also felt by a 30-year veteran teacher at the Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf.
We really, really miss the face-to-face interaction. I mean, this is just not normal. It's not normal for them. It's becoming more normal work-wise, but we have a very close relationship, and it's taken everything I can to maintain that relationship.
Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
Right now, schools across the country are making plans so students can return to campus in the fall. As for Penn State, that includes a quarantine site. Any student diagnosed with COVID-19 this fall will be moved to the Nittany Lion Inn. The inn has been closed to the public since mid-March. Penn State President Eric Barron made the announcement during a town hall meeting Monday. We told you Pennsylvania millennials are an at-risk group for COVID-19, and now there's an alarming new study looking at long-term health issues of COVID-19 for the generation.
It turns out, if you do a CAT scan, they've been very severely infected in their lungs. They just don't know it yet. It's like having cancer, but not yet being diagnosed.
This study is by Access Health International. It found 60% of young people tested had damage to their lungs from the virus. The doctor said that young people shouldn't assume that once they recover, everything is all better. He says that lung damage now could be a serious issue later in life. A woman from Texas tested positive for COVID-19 in February, recovered, tested positive again then a few weeks ago. She shared her battle with 2 rounds of coronavirus with reporter Meredith Yeomans.
From her hospital bed at Texas Health Presbyterian Dallas, Meredith McKee says she wouldn't wish what put her here on her worst enemy.
To be alone in the hospital and not have anyone that you know
McKee tested positive for COVID-19 in February, diagnosed after feeling the telltale symptoms.
Okay, that was very clear and obvious. I had a dry cough like you would not believe. It would not stop.
She fought the virus from home and beat it. She even donated plasma after testing positive for antibodies, thinking she was in the clear.
I felt great going, finally something good is coming out of the hell that I've been through, because I'm going to help up to 8 people with this plasma.
Then McKee went to the hospital with high blood pressure and a headache. She never imagined 4 months later she'd test positive for COVID-19 again.
I would never have known had they not insisted on doing another COVID test, and I was floored when it was positive.
An epidemiologist with UT Southwestern, not connected to McKee's case, says catching coronavirus twice is possible, but appears to be uncommon.
And second, we don't really know how serious the illness is the second time compared to the first time.
I thought it was perfectly fine.
McKee says her doctors believe the virus went dormant after her first round of coronavirus, then reemerged. She says the worst part is realizing she may have unknowingly exposed family, friends, and countless strangers.
And I'm mortified and seriously devastated.
McKee says she wants her case to serve as a reminder for everyone to wear a mask, something that she now wishes she had done. Still ahead, a fight to get police out of Pittsburgh public schools, the plan that not everyone supports.
Channel 11 Morning News brings you what's happening now.
A major break in a missing local teen's case. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer is following this big story for us live this morning.
Showers break out. Could be a thunderstorm.
What's new?
Right now, we are tracking breaking news out of Westmoreland County. The crash involved a motorcycle and a car.
And what's next?
How long can we expect this economic recession that we're in to last?
Local schools are working hard to be ready for the fall.
Count on Channel 11 News for live coverage every morning.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Breaking now, the Pennsylvania Turnpike just reopened westbound between the Cranberry and Newcastle exits after this fiery crash that we told you about earlier in the newscast involving a tractor trailer. We're told the truck hit a bridge and caught fire. That's the view from the ground from Chopper 11. You can see what is left on that truck. Our troop partners tell us inspectors had to make sure the bridge was safe to drive on before it was reopened. There's a push from some to remove police from all Pittsburgh public school buildings. And last night, parents and community members rallied before a school board meeting. Some say having officers in schools isn't good for students. Others welcome the police. During the hearing, students and parents shared stories. Some students said that police make them feel safe, explaining why some officers are more like mentors to them. But not everyone feels that way.
We as a family will be very disappointed and look elsewhere if this goes into effect. School shootings were just a big issue, and most district police place armed officers to give the parents and students comfort from that fear.
For the past 3-4 years have been working to try to get school districts to understand that policing our kids is not the way. Criminalizing our kids needs to stop.
Some of those who want police out of schools say the money could be used to hire more social workers, counselors, and support staff. The Pittsburgh Public School District has not said whether it plans to change its policy. You've seen the changes at stores to make sure shoppers are social distancing. Next, the one change you may not know about that could change your shopping habits.
Showers starting to pop up across the area. I'm using Storm Tracker to pinpoint when the strong storms arrive in your neighborhood.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
Every single time we go to Scott, he's bringing new information. He wants to make sure you're prepared for your day.
You ask Tricia where is the closure, she knows it, and 3 ways around it. They're the best in the city.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Allegheny County.
Stores are back in business, and you won't just notice changes when it comes to social distancing. Our consumer advisor, Clark Howard, says it may be harder to return items you don't want.
If you ordered or bought something that you're like, oops, this really isn't right for me, or I don't want it, in the past, what would we have done? We were just taking it back. But right now, that's not as easy as it would normally be. A lot of retailers don't want your returns right now. They don't want the lines of people trying to return things. And so it's very common that return windows have been expanded from the normal, with a lot of retailers, 30 days to as long as 180 days. So if there is an item you want to dump, you want to send it back, you want to take it back, go look at a retailer's website and in the search box put in returns, and you'll see their policies and procedures. Some retailers have you initiate a return online on their app or on their website. You go ahead and fill out that you want to return something, and that stops the countdown clock of the return window. And then later on, either by returning in person or by sending something back, you get credit for that return and get your refund. I'm Clark Howard.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. We got some action popping right now. Some areas of yellow, some areas of red indicating some heavier rain. I'm not seeing any lightning strikes just yet, but it shouldn't be too long before we start to see a couple across the area. Look at all this red back into Beaver County. Quite a bit of rain, heavy rain, and this is the issue this afternoon. Got a lot of tropical moisture we're working with, so we'll get some pockets of heavy rain from time to time. Even these storms that do develop this afternoon that have limited lightning can easily produce some gusty winds. Already clear in Cecil Township. You had some rain momentarily just a couple minutes ago, but folks in McKeesport, White Oak, Monongahela, you're about to get some more rain coming in your direction. Here's visible satellite right now. Notice we're basically clearing some of this out right now as far as the overcast goes, getting some break in the skies. That's allowing us to really get things pumping for this afternoon. And as we go through the next couple of hours, we'll start to get those showers and thunderstorms going just a little bit more across the region. Eventually, that will mean we're finally going to see some stronger thunderstorms possible this afternoon. Much like the last couple of days, though, this is not going to be strong thunderstorms everywhere. So once again, some areas will get a thunderstorm, other areas won't. Here's Storm Tracker this afternoon. Notice basically got a line trying to come into the area about 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Then it quickly fades away late this afternoon. I think my biggest concern today, much like it was yesterday, strong winds. Some of the stronger storms could produce some wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour, even the stronger ones up to 50, 55 miles per hour. And there'll obviously be some lightning with these too, but hail, not much of a concern. Flooding, even less of a concern. And again, as I've been saying the last couple of days, the caveat to the flooding is if you get 3 rounds of heavy rain over the course of an hour from 3 different cells, then yes, you could have some flooding problems. Otherwise, these are going to be fairly fast moving. 63 overnight tonight, evening showers, rumble of thunder possible. Just talked to Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper. He's on his way into the building right now. He'll keep you posted with any severe weather as we go through the afternoon and into the evening. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a couple showers, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon, but action tomorrow fairly limited. Notice Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has us in the shaded in area for thunderstorms possible tomorrow, but as of right now, not forecasting any severe weather. Keep in mind, though, any thunderstorm that pops is going to produce some gusty winds, some lightning, and some heavy rain. So still, we need to take cover from time to time. 5-day forecast for their weekend. Always in view. We'll do the same thing Thursday. Again, coverage Wednesday and Thursday will be limited. 77 Wednesday, 79 on Thursday. Back to 83 degrees on Friday. Then over the weekend, scattered showers, couple thunderstorms from time to time over the weekend. No washouts, but just enough to be alert with high temperatures in the mid-80s.
Thanks, Scott. The price of gas continues to climb. A gallon of regular in Pennsylvania is up 9 cents from last week to $2.44. The latest AAA gas report says prices will likely continue to rise as more Americans feel comfortable traveling. As for the national average, it's up 19 cents from last month, but still 53 cents lower than last year. Locally, gas is averaging around $2.45 a gallon. The talks that could have Pittsburgh's own Michael Keaton answering the bat signal again. But first, here, local steals and deals.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, coming to you from my home, of course. Let me tell you something that is amazing. I was just talking to somebody the other day about home security, right? I think that's something we all wonder about. But a lot of times you're saying, yeah, I'd love to have a big home security system, but I don't have $1 million. Guess what they told me? So just out of the blue, a security consultant said the other day, you should check out the Blink camera. Guess what Local Steals and Deals has for you today? The Blink camera. How amazing is that? So Local Steals and Deals, we really try to find you things that are going to improve your quality of life, great ideas you might not have heard of, and the Blink is definitely one of them. Now, this is actually backed by Amazon with all their resources and all their know-how. This is the security camera they get behind, and I love that. The Blink is fabulous because it's really easy to install. It's indoors or outdoors. And here's one of the amazing things. You can have HD video. You can have audio back and forth. And it's going to store the recording of the video, and you're not paying every month. Isn't that amazing? I love the fact that it's easy. I love the fact that you don't have to have anything big and complicated. I love the fact that you're not paying a monthly monitoring fee. And I love the fact that the one that we're bringing you is 3 cameras. 3 cameras for indoors or outdoors. And here's how cool it is. So you just sync up the module with an app that you put on your phone, and then whenever one of your cameras senses motion, it lets your phone know. You can go ding, ding, ding. Oh, I see what's going on right here. You can talk to the person you see, or you can call somebody if there's a problem. I love that. I also do love the fact that you're not going to get a bill every month going, oh no, you don't have to pay that. This stores it, no problem. This is one that is normally one of the most sought after security cameras in the business, and we have it for you at 20% off. So go to localsteels.com, one of the great ideas we have for you right there, and you can have peace of mind inside, outside, at home, or anywhere else you are with the Blink XT and the 3-camera system.
From the beginning,
the first 2 cases of the coronavirus.
The coronavirus is taking its toll on our region.
Channel 11 has kept you informed, giving you the facts.
I am declaring a state of emergency. Schools in Pennsylvania will be closing.
Unemployment continues to rise.
With a team you can trust, digging for new details.
Brighton Rehab, bringing in the National Guard.
How exactly this
Reopening
started.
Pennsylvania will be done regionally.
As our city reopens, Channel 11 News will cover everything happening in our area because we are coverage you can count on. Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Butler County.
The next time you go to the Pittsburgh Zoo, you might see this little one. The new sea lion pup was born June 10th and named Smiley. In a partnership with Eaton Park, zoo specialists will soon examine, weigh, and determine Smiley's gender. And starting now, you can see Smiley and Mom at the zoo. After nearly 30 years, Michael Keaton might be answering the bat signal again. The Hollywood Reporter says the Pittsburgh native is in talks to play the iconic role one more time. It would be for the upcoming DC movie, The Flash. Keaton first played The Dark Knight back in 1989. Hamilton is headed to Disney Plus, and it's rated PG-13. That had some fans wondering if anything had been edited out. Lin-Manuel Miranda explained on Twitter more than one use of a certain 4-letter word means an automatic R rating, so 2 uses of it are muted or covered up. Otherwise, Miranda says that the entire show, every note and scene, debuts July 3rd. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. You can get breaking news updates anytime on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.